Check, check, 1, 2. Can you guys hear me? Jameer Clark already in the building. What it do? What up, Jameer? What it do? What it do? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up or something. No, something, something. Something, 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 something. Maybe you can't hear me. Ah, there we go. There we go. What it do? What it do? So we here. Nothing special. Just driving. See if anybody had anything they want to have a conversation about, talk about. Come in and chatter. I could drop the link whenever. I'm at work. Figure, I don't know why I don't do this more, you know? Why I don't just go live. Just go to work, stay live. Why not? I'm not doing nothing else. I'm just driving. Just stay live, you know? I don't know why I don't do that. I kind of know why. I don't need to speak on it, but whatever. I'm doing it right now. You in the building. How you feel, Jameer? How you feel? Speak on it. Talk about it. How you feel with everything that's going on with the Bucks? There's been a lot. A lot of stuff's been going on. You know, a lot of things to talk about. It's been a while since I've been on. Wish I could read it. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Need some safety depth though. Yeah. Um, yeah, man, that kind of sucks. We kind of got our depth is kind of getting eaten up from the inside, which kind of sucks, man. Let me be honest. I was ready for the season. The season, like, the depth from the secondary is crazy. And all of a sudden, it's getting eaten away already. You got our rookie Morrison, which technically he's depth, right? But he should be fine by the time the season starts. But it sucks that we have to worry about it already. Um, but then you got Izian, who's a big part of this team because Izian Izian is a joker basically. Izian can play nickel, can play outside, can play safety. Izian is such a big part of this team, because he gives us depth everywhere, everywhere in the secondary. And we didn't lose him for the season, but you know, it's one of them injuries where it's probably gonna linger all season, which sucks. Then we did lose JJ Roberts, which is super trash because Roberts was I ain't gonna lie, Roberts was becoming that guy, man. Roberts was showing out. He was having a great camp. And it sucks that we lost him for the season. So the two biggest losses so far is Roberts and David Walker. Those two losses, man, those were some prime depth right there that we were counting on, not to just be depth, but to actually maybe have a diamond in the rough type situation. So I think that really sucks that we lost those two guys, man, because first of all, David Walker was a huge loss. And people are like, oh, okay, well, we'll redshirt him and we'll get him next year. But yet next year is going to be his rookie year. he could be, he could give us nothing next year. Not only, not only could he not give us nothing next year, but now we don't know if he's not giving us nothing because it's his first year, or and he's barely developing, or if he's not giving us nothing because he just ain't never gonna be right. We have no idea. We have no idea. So because who knows how he's gonna come back from the injury. So that just sucks altogether. And then JJ Roberts is that one. That one I feel a lot better about. That one I feel like, well, he'll be back next year for sure. He'll probably still continue with the progress. But either way, man, either way, it sucks. Ready to see our offense. Let me just drop this link just in case anybody wants to come in here, talk some football. Go ahead and drop the link. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Trying to get this link. There you go. There you go. All right, link's been dropped if anybody wants to jump in here. Uh, Ready to see our offense full go. Well, our offense won't be full go until Chris Godwin is back. But um, that's kind of crazy how, first off, nobody's talking about Chris Godwin. The fact that we haven't even seen him run or anything like that. No one's talking about that, which is crazy. That just tells you how good Ibuka's been. The fact that like the Chris Godwin more than likely is not even going to play week one, maybe probably not even week two. Like the man's not even running yet. He's not even outside running yet. And we're what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks away from 2 weeks away from the season? Like, come on, man. And no one is talking about it because of the Ibuka. So so yeah, that just says a lot. That tells you a lot about how not even hopeful, but just how confident we are in the rookie. Like we just know he's gonna he definitely might be the best wide receiver that was taken in the draft. That dude is just gonna be nasty with it. Facts, Whitehead might be coming back. Yeah, we might need to bring him back for some depth. We might need to bring him back for some depth just for the season. Um, that sucks though because again, let's listen. I've been saying it. I've been saying it in in different chats, man. I've been saying it like I think our depth is better than a lot of the NFC South starters. Like that's how good our depth was. When you talk about our backup safety in Izian, and you talk about our backup safety in J.J. Roberts, you talk about our backup corners in Morrison, you talk about our backup corner um, in Parrish. Well, technically he's a starting nickel, but if you're talking about backup as an outside, right? Even if you talk about our backup outside corner in Bryce Hall, and put Parrish at nickel, or Parrish at the outside and put who else be playing nickel, or Bindle. What's homeboy's name? The dude that we got from the Lions. That's another dude that I'd be okay with. Like our backups could be better than the NFC South starters. Like as a unit, right? Like it's now when we're talking about the secondary. Now, obviously, when you talk about the inside linebackers you talk about, Deion Jones and Anthony Walker. Well, those two guys used to be starters on different teams. So it's not like they can't be starters, right? And there are backups. And then when you talk about the D line, I'm not too happy with our starting D line, let alone the backup D line. So I don't know about that. But then when you talk about our backup wide receivers, Ibuka, Emeka Ibuka, and McMillan, right? Jalen McMillan, uh, Tez Johnson in the slot, right? Right? Shepard, right? Uh, talk about our backups at tight ends, right? Devin Cope, which I think is going to be dangerous as a starter once he starts getting his opportunities. Peyton Durham. Um, when you talk about the backup running backs, freaking Sean Tucker, freaking Jalen, what is it? Is it Jalen Wright? Jalen Williams, I think it is. Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams, man, listen, I didn't know nothing about him. I heard his name a couple times, whatever. I loved what I saw from his tape in the preseason, bro. In the preseason this past weekend. The man, the man's vision is like on 1,000. I loved his tape. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't really focus. I didn't get to focus that much. So I didn't really get to focus on his like pass protection and stuff like that. But as a running back, man. And then bring up the backup quarterbacks. I have said that I believe in Trask. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like what I saw from Trask this past weekend. I really put a damper on how I felt about Trask. But I will say this: his O line really didn't give him much time, and he looked like he was sitting back there like he didn't trust the O line. So it is what it is. It's just one game, but I'm hoping that's what it was, that he just really didn't trust that O line. Let's see. Panthers challenging for this division this year. Yeah, I doubt that very much. Doubt that very much. Maybe third place. I think Panthers and the Saints are going to be fighting for last place. Everybody keeps automatically putting the Saints in last place. Everybody automatically keeps putting the Saints in last place. I honestly liked how the Saints looked better than how I seen the Panthers in preseason. The Saints look like they have a better coaching staff. That's what it felt like watching preseason. Like their team was ready to play, and I didn't like how the Panthers felt as far as how their team looked ready to play. I just wasn't feeling it. So I think the talent could be the same. The talent on the rosters could be the same. Um, I think it's going to come down to, because I have, and I'm not a Kellen Moore guy at all. I didn't think Kellen Moore would be a good head coach, but I was feeling his preseason team better than I was feeling Dave Canellis's. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But I have a feeling those two are going to be fighting for fourth. And I say that because I already knew the Panthers are going to probably be in third. But after seeing their preseason and after seeing the Saints preseason, I'm kind of I was a little bit wondering as far as the Saints, because I liked Tyler Shock's tape as far as a prospect at quarterback. And I was already telling people, like, yeah, don't just sleep on him just because, you know, that's the vibes. It's Tyler, this guy sucks, he's old already, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, don't sleep on him. And not that he did anything great in preseason, but again, him plus the team, the way they looked, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I think that the Saints could win just as many games as I don't see the Panthers winning a lot of games. So I can see the Saints winning just as many games as the Panthers. I can see them fighting for fourth and third place together. So it wouldn't shock me at all. The link should still be in the comment section if you guys want to jump in here. Uh, let's see. Falcons taking a step back with a full year of Penix. I agree with that as well. I agree with that as well, which is why I'm more than sure the Buccaneers are going to run away with this division this year for a few reasons. One is I do think the Falcons are the only chance of challenging us, and I do agree that I think they take a step back with Penix. I'm pretty sure they will. And if they don't take a step back with Penix, I still think we got a good chance of winning this division comfortably because I think our depth will keep us from going in that on that annual 4 game losing streak that we've been going on every year. There's always a reason why we have a 4 game losing streak. One was because of Brady. The other one was because of Dave Canales and Baker Mayfield. And last year was because of injuries. This year, everything is covered, right? I think the only thing that we got to worry about is Grizzard, which I don't know why, but I have a good feeling about Grizzard. I've had a good feeling about him even before the preseason game. But I don't know why I'm just not that worried about Grizzard. Maybe because we already did the whole Dave Canellis and Liam Cohen, and now I'm already like feeling like I will be fine, which could be a lie, could be a mistake. Um, could be a mistake on my part for not being worried about it, but I just feel like we'll be okay. Um, but obviously that could mess us up. The O line, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of haven't been liking how the O line looked, and I'm talking about the starters. Now I'm not. I need a little bit more dominance from the starters. Now I know we're still trying to build some chemistry with the new guy. I can't think of his name right now, but yeah, I can't lie and act like that doesn't worry me. But I think for the most part, we should not hit a 4 game losing streak this year, and because of that, we should easily take control of this division. Christian, what do you do? What do you do, Christian? What's up?
Not much, man. First time caller and listener. I recently subscribed to you. I don't remember how I found you. Maybe you were live for the game the other night. But how you doing, man? I'm in the Tampa area and big Buccaneers fan.
Well, welcome to the channel, man. This channel has been around for what? After the last year of Brady. Since the last year of Brady, this
Okay.
channel's been around.
So I
I've
know
been
I
around
know you're
YouTube for
not
a long time.
you're not too much of a bandwagon type. I got you though. I've
No,
been
no, no,
I've
no,
been
no.
I've been a big Bucks fan since like right before we got Winston, and we sucked.
Yeah. I had another channel called Real Talk Perez. That was all the way in 2012.
I got you.
So
I
I,
got you.
I I had that channel and I did a lot with that channel. And then after we won the Super Bowl with Brady and we were transitioning from Brady, I decided to transition and just do a whole new channel. So that's why this channel is here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've kind of felt back. I haven't really done a lot with the channel since last year. I've kind of been trying to wing myself off of football, but that's for other reasons. But you know, football season starting, and all of a sudden these feelings are coming back up, and you know how it is. So
Yeah.
I'm going live, trying to get more people to join in. So I appreciate you coming in because for some reason a lot of people don't like coming in here and just talking. You know, whether it's Bucks football, NFC South, NFC, or just NFL football. Let's talk some football, man. What you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the Bucks, man. I'm more on the college football side, usually with
All
the
right.
big community and stuff, but I love the NFL too, and just being here in the Tampa area. But I've noticed something. I've watched both preseason games so far, and wasn't too high on what I saw from Trask that first game, and um, but I love what we got in Teddy Bridgewater, man. I mean, this is the moment. Like we know Baker is our guy, but should something happen to him after what we've seen this couple weeks in preseason. I mean, we bring in Teddy Bridgewater. If something happens to Baker, I mean, are we safe with him? Like, are we good, man? What do you feel?
About Trask, or you talking about
Bridgewater.
Teddy?
Bridgewater.
Okay, so this is how I feel about the backup, and for everybody that's listening, and you too, Christian, forgive me. I'm a truck driver, so I'm on the road, and I know I'm going through an area that's about to be bad, so I might lose connection, but I'll be right back on, just so you guys know. Um, as far as the backup situation, I'm a Trask guy. I like Trask. I loved how he looked. What just happened, I didn't like it. I don't know if you heard me, but I didn't like how he looked in the last preseason game he played.
Of course.
Um, I think I personally, before that last game, I personally think Trask is a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield. Now, that doesn't mean that I think he can do better than Baker Mayfield. When I say he's a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield, I think he goes through his progressions better. I think he goes faster through his progressions. I think he has better arm talent. I think he can make throws that Baker can't make. But I think Baker is smarter. I think Baker has a veteran type of mindset. First of
Of
all, that
course.
was one thing I was very shocked from Baker is his smartness. Right? We found out what week 1 or week 2, I think it was. I think it was week 1 against the Vikings, where he pretty much told everybody like I figured out what they're doing, and after that he kind of killed them.
Yeah.
Like Baker's way smarter than I knew he was. And you see that in his game. You see his veteranness, if that's a word, where he sees something is like, okay, I already been through this, and he picks it apart because he sees it.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously, that's something Trask doesn't have. And the thing with me is, I think Baker having Mike Evans, I think Baker, and I was never a Baker guy, right?
Right.
When Baker came to us, even the first year, after the first year, I said, okay, Baker, I think we could win with Baker, but it's going to take a lot. The second year, when we had Cohen, I said, okay, this is a different Baker. He seems a lot more comfortable. He's playing like top five quarterback last year. He played like a top five quarterback. Um,
Yeah.
my thing with Baker is I feel like he can only do that with Mike Evans, and I think this system itself as well, I think helps them. But I think once we lose Mike Evans, he kind of struggles. Chris Godwin, I think the reason why he became a top five quarterback last year was because he figured out how to use Chris Godwin. And the way he was using Chris Godwin, not all the time, but most of the time, was during the scramble drills. In scramble drills, he'd look for Chris Godwin, and Chris Godwin would always find a way to be open, and he would
Right.
get Chris Godwin. And pair that with him being able to make Mike Evans his first read, and like 70% of the time, the first read's open because Mike's always open. That's making him a top five quarterback. And then you pair that with his ability to scramble and just make time. That's making him a top five quarterback. So I think Baker, don't get me wrong, I think Baker is playing at a very high level. And I don't know if Trask can do that because he needs the experience to be able to do what Baker's doing, and he doesn't have that.
Yeah.
With
No, it's
Bridgewater,
definitely Oh, go ahead with Bridgewater real quick.
yeah, so with Bridgewater, I feel like Bridgewater is like the middle. I
Hmm.
think Bridgewater doesn't go through his progression as well as Trask does. I think he goes through it kind of like Baker. But again, I think a little bit of that is because he's a veteran. So he's kind of skipping progressions and kind of like, okay, this is either going to be open or this is going to be open. You get what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
think the difference between Bridgewater and Trask is Bridgewater can also make those throws that Trask can make that I don't think Baker can make. Those corner shots, those shots in between the safety, right over the corner. If they're like in Tampa 2, and the corner's playing back and the safety's over the top, he can
Yeah.
hit that corner shot like Trask can. Baker struggles with those corner shots. He struggles with those sideline shots. Um, those
Yeah. He
little
does.
throws that,
He.
yeah, yeah, he has more of a baseball type of throw. He doesn't have those like perfect like. Now, don't get me wrong. There are once in a while where Baker will be like, "Oh my God, that was a beautiful throw." We saw a couple of those with McMillan last year, where it was
Yeah.
like, "Dang, that was a dot," or like that was a perfect throw. He not to say he can never have a good throw. He's had some really good throws, but it's a struggle, to get those corner shots and stuff like that. Bridgewater, those shots that he did, those touchdown throws, those were throws that's like Baker will every once in a while hit those, but Teddy was like he can make those. Like those are easy, and I think
Yeah.
because of that, I think we have a good shot of not losing too much of a step if Bridgewater's was our number two quarterback.
Now let
So,
me ask you also. Let me ask you this:
uh,
should we? Um, I mean, is the idea this year like should it be Baker or bust if he's healthy? Like, if he's healthy, he's our full time guy, or do you try to mix it up a little bit and find packages for Teddy Bridgewater and maybe mix it up a little bit? What do you say we do?
no, it's Baker or bust. It's Baker or bust. It has to be Baker. There's listen, Baker on the field is enough. Baker is a, like I said, last year he was a top five quarterback easily. The dude was balling out. Now I have my reasons why I think that was possible. I don't think he is a top five quarterback. I think he was playing like a top five quarterback. Now, whether you want to give some of
Right.
that credit to the weapons or you want to give some of that credit to the play caller and Cohen, I think realistically it's a little bit of both. And I think because of that, I think Baker had a different type of confidence and he was just playing out of his mind. I think Baker was playing great. There's no need to interrupt that. There's no need to, switch it up and give Bridgewater any, reps or anything. Like let Baker do what he does. I think the question should be Bridgewater or Trask because when you see what you see from Bridgewater's, which is he can actually make those throws, those harder NFL arm talent type of throws. Do we sit there and invest some more time in that and see what else we can get out of Bridgewater? Or do we sit there and do we keep investing in Trask when we know he can make a lot of throws? We just got to see how he looks once he gets some real game reps. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Once he gets some
let
real.
me let me jump
Uh,
in real quick.
and anybody
So
else who wants to jump in, click on the link. The link should still
yeah.
be there.
So
Go ahead.
how much? So when we signed Bridgewater this offseason, was it? It was only like a 1 or 2 year deal, wasn't it? Or was it?
I'm
How
not.
long did we
I'm
sign
not.
him?
I'm not.
It can't. I mean, it can't be a major deal though. I think we lost him, but I was just gonna say I don't think it's a huge contract. Like it's not like a big 5 year, 6 year deal, but um, whereas Trask is like we keep keeping him, you know. So
All right, you there?
yeah, man.
All right, sorry about that. Um, I was trying to put the link. Now, what were you saying?
I was just trying to say, like, I don't remember what we signed Bridgewater to. Obviously, we're investing in Baker, but I feel like there's a reason. Even though Bruce Arians was the coach when we got Trask, I feel like even with Todd Bowles on staff and everything, like he's behind the scenes and been with BA, and there was a reason they brought Trask into this organization,
Yeah,
and
go
we
ahead,
need to
Tom. Sorry,
invest.
go ahead.
I feel like we really need to invest in him. Probably a little bit more than Bridgewater. That's my opinion. Just
I
because I
think.
feel like there's really good potential in Tampa Bay for him.
Well, I this is my this has been my thought process the whole time until the only thing that kind of clouded it was the Bridgewater situation, right? Because after, like I said, after I saw Bridgewater, I said, okay, well, maybe we got something with Bridgewater. Like again, some of the throws that Bridgewater made was like, okay, and the fact that he was able to do that after only 12 days with us lets you know just how much of a veteran he is, that he understands things right away, right?
Yeah,
But my thought process with Trask is this, and I think that this goes along with why we just did what we did with Baker's contract, which is we just guaranteed his last year. We fully guaranteed it. I believe that this year, maybe next year as well, they're going to see what Baker does. I think they're playing Baker's contract out to Mike Evans. I
Yeah,
think once Mike Evans is gone, Baker, they're either going
Baker's
to
taking the
decide on
bag is
Baker.
what he's going to do probably. Once
Yes,
Evans is out of there.
I think once Evans is gone, I think Baker's probably going to be gone, unless Baker shows us something in the playoffs where Baker takes over the game, right? Unless Baker shows us something where it's like, yeah, this is our guy. Now again, Baker has played top five type of quarterback for the Bucks.
Hell
So
yeah.
some people are going to be like, of course, Baker's already showed you. No, he hasn't. He showed us he can play top five. That's great. But when the preseason has, I mean, when the playoffs has came around, Baker has been the reason why we lost the preseason games. You talk about the Detroit preseason, the Detroit playoff game, right? We
Yeah.
had a game-winning drive. He throws the interception. You talk about last year's playoff game. He fumbled the ball. Now, was it him or was it the running back? Whatever. The point is, he fumbled the ball. That cost us the game. And then
Yeah.
the bad snap, which more than likely is the center's fault, but it is what it is. The point is, we've lost the last two playoff games because of Baker. He has to show us that he's not the reason why we're losing these playoff games, and he hasn't done that yet. So if he doesn't show us that he's not part of the problem, when Mike Evans is gone, I believe Baker is going to be gone. And I hope that is the case because I still to this day, we had our 4 game losing streak, right?
Right.
We had our 4 game losing streak because we lost Mike Evans and we lost Chris Godwin. But the main part was we lost Mike Evans. If we keep Mike Evans, Baker is okay. If we don't have Mike Evans, Baker goes from a top 5 player quarterback to like a top 15, top 20 quarterback. And if you watch those games, even in the Ravens game when we lost those two, when Evans was out in the first quarter, we drove down the field one more time, but we never scored.
Yeah.
And we struggled the rest of that game. And Chris Godwin didn't get out that game until like what, the fourth quarter? So we were already struggling in that Ravens game just without Mike Evans off of the field. And then from that season on, the next 4 games, our point average went down every game. We went from like 23 to like 22 to like 21. Like every game, those four losing streak we went on, every game we got less and less in points, and it was because Mike Evans wasn't there. And as soon as Mike Evans came back, we shot back up. He cannot play the same without Mike Evans. Now, I believe when Mike Evans is gone, I believe Baker Mayfield is gone, and I think they're going to give Trask a chance and say, let's see what you can do with these weapons, which won't be bad
Yeah.
because we know at minimum it'll be Jalen McMillan and Ibuka. So it ain't like he's
Which
going to
I
have
guess
nothing. He's still
my question for that would be like, is there one of those two receivers you just named? They won't be the leader that Mike Evans was, but could they have somewhat of leadership to step up and say, "Hey, this is how the hell we need to play"?
well. I think Chris Godwin will still be around, so he'll probably be that leadership. But I think Ibuka is going to be the man. I think
Yeah.
he might not be that Mike Evans outside receiver, which he can play the outside receiver, but he's going to be everywhere. He's going to. I
Oh,
keep
of
telling
course.
people he's going to be Saint Brown from the Lions. He's gonna
Yeah.
be that guy. Like he's just all around everywhere, just killing the game everywhere. So I think, and as far as being, he's gonna be more of a Levante David type of leader. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The more quiet, show by example type of leader. We could
Yeah.
be wrong. We could be wrong. Which if we're wrong, then that's good for us. He'll be more loud. But there's no way he's not going to be a leader. He's too great of a professional already as a rookie to not be a leader. You know what I'm saying? But he'll probably be more like a Levante type of leader. But I don't think the offense will stop there. I'm more than sure Jason Light's going to get us a true X wide receiver. Somewhere down the line.
I think
Um,
you have to because you didn't. I don't think they drafted a Mecca just because of hey, we need a guy for when Mike Evans is out of here or if Chris Godwin doesn't stick around, which I don't
Right,
see being the case. They
right,
got him because they need more depth. They want more leadership. It wasn't a
yes,
replacement move, but
right,
this next year in the draft, you start to look at round 1 or 2, whoever's out there, or maybe you wait another year and you say, this is the moment where we get more leadership
yeah,
because Mike Evans, I mean, he's still young, but he's not young. Like he's been in the league 10 years or 11 years,
yeah,
whatever it's been. So like you only play so long in the NFL as wide receiver.
yeah. I think if he's replacing anybody, it's Chris Godwin. He's more Chris Godwin than Mike Evans, and I think he would end up falling in the Chris Godwin position, and Chris Godwin would fall more in the Mike Evans position, and then we would just replace Chris Godwin with a true X wide receiver.
Right.
That's what I think we'll end up doing. Um,
Now, what are your thoughts with all these receivers? We got that McMillan guy. Like, how do you feel he fits in long term?
I think I think I think McMillan is going to be to Ibuka what Chris Godwin was to Evans. That's what I think. I
Okay,
think he's
so
going to
you
be.
see, you see, you see, Emeka stepping up big time, and then you
Yes,
have McMillan being that number 2 on the field all time, and just like, hey, if he's not open, go give it to Jalen.
I literally think it's Mike Evans and Chris Godwin all over again, but in reverse roles. You have Mike Evans, who's the primary outside guy. That's just the game changer. You have to prepare for him. And once you prepare for him, there goes McMillan. I mean, there goes Chris Godwin killing everybody because everyone's worried about Mike Evans. And Chris Godwin is killing everybody on the outside. He's killing everybody in the inside. He's just killing everybody because of the matchup problems. I think it's going to be the exact same thing, but opposite. I think you're going to have to game plan against Ibuka, and he's going to just be a problem. And because you're game planning so much against Ibuka, you're going to have McMillan on the outside doing the Mike Evans thing, but everybody's going to be focused about Ibuka, and McMillan's going to be killing people. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be the
Yeah,
exact same thing, but the opposite skill set. So yeah, I see McMillan as the outside guy, and being the Robin to Ibuka's Batman, and I think Chris Godwin is the Robin to Mike Evans's Batman. Now the only difference is I think the way I explained it last time was Godwin, in my opinion, Godwin's actually a Batman. He's just playing the Robin role. Does that make sense?
oh yeah, like he's the leader, but he's not the leader right now.
Like he's basically a number one wide receiver, but he can
Yeah,
play number two, and we have him as a number two role because Mike Evans is the number one. So
of course.
he's Robin, but he actually can be Batman on somebody else's team. Now the difference between that and Ibuka and McMillan is I think Ibuka will be the Batman and McMillan will be the Robin, even though McMillan will be playing the Mike Evans role, but I think McMillan will more likely be a real Robin. I don't think he can be a Batman, but I could be wrong about that. But I think
Yeah,
McMillan will be a true Robin. That's the only difference. And I do believe that Jason Light will eventually try to replace McMillan with a real Batman, a real Mike Evans replacement type. Now,
right.
maybe McMillan balls out enough to where we're like, no, we got him. We're good right here. But that's just what I'm seeing so far. But
Yeah,
as far
he's
as
done. It's like he's played a really good role, and he's been a really good asset for our offense. But he's not. He hasn't stepped into the big shoes to say, "Hey,
yeah,
let's take over." You know.
he in this preseason, he showed me like, okay, maybe he's ready for that because
Right.
he always gave us the feel of like, hey, I can help out, right? He always gave us that feel like, hey, I'm here too. I can help out. When Mike Evans is doing his thing, I can help out. But in this preseason, this camp, he's kind of giving us a feeling like everybody's talking about Ibuka. Nah, I'm still here. Like he gave us a different feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like he wants to step up and be the guy too.
Yeah.
So I don't want to count him out, even though I just called him a Robin. I don't want to count him out. He might just actually be a Batman too. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say he's not possible, but that's just how I see it right now. But then you talk about Tez Johnson. I think Tez Johnson is going to be a problem once he starts
And
getting
that's a
acclimated.
guy. That's a guy that I don't want to say Bucks fans are forgetting, but when NFL experts talk about our wide receiver room and stuff, that's who they're forgetting. He's the guy that is, in my opinion, I think he's going to creep up pretty slowly.
Yeah, that's what I believe too. And also another guy that I think is going to creep up very slowly, and if he arrives, is going to be a problem for the league. Is Devin Cope? I think
Yeah.
if Devin Cope comes out and ends up in some starting rotations, I think it's going to be a problem.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm excited for this season, man. We're good, looking pretty good so far this preseason. Like we said, man, it's Baker's team. We got all these receivers. Before I get out of here, because I do have to run, but like, what's your thoughts on the defense this preseason so far? Is it ready? And what are some of the young guys that you think could step into that starter role?
So I think our defense is ready. I'm a little worried about the D line, but Bose will fix that with some blitzes. I think our secondary is outstanding. I think our secondary is about to ball out. And I think a lot
Yeah,
of our young guys, I think Parrish is going to ball out. I think Morrison, whenever he gets playing time, is going to ball out. I think we're ready. I think we're going to have a really good defense. And if Hassan Reddick and Yaya can actually make that step, we're going to be a problem defensively.
I
Easily
like,
going to
you
be a
know, who
problem.
I'll point out real quick, because I'm also an Alabama guy. Being,
Mm.
I live in Florida, but I was like born in Alabama, and I actually just moved back from there. But um, I will say, Chris Braswell. I don't know how I would take him right now, but I know he had a lot of good talent at Alabama, and I think there's potential there.
There is. People are worried about him because it's year two, but sometimes people I don't worry until year three. Obviously, we would like him to be ready to go right now, but that's just not the case. It doesn't look like it. And he might be. He might be. See him. We might just need to see him in games. But yeah, we gotta wait for him to
Yeah,
develop a little bit more, and I don't know. We'll see him in rotation. So I
yeah,
didn't like
it'll be good.
nobody
It'll
liked
be
his
good to
first
see
preseason
him.
game.
It'll be good to see him rotate and see what his strengths are because he's not like he did play the edge at Alabama, but I mean he's technically a linebacker, and if you want to like see him on instead of like maybe the blitz or something like could he play middle of the field for us? Like, is that I don't know. I feel like there's different ways you could use a guy like him, but I also think you need to experiment and see how it works.
Well, they did. That's funny you said that because they did experiment with him in the last preseason game. He was actually playing linebacker a couple of times.
I did
Um,
see him out there. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so we got to see. I'll tell you this though. The good thing that we can count on is that we have Todd Bowles.
Right.
So they're gonna if there is something to get out of him, Todd Bowles will figure out how to get something out of him.
Oh yeah.
So that's definitely good.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. But hopefully, yeah, man. Hopefully that works out because we need pass rush. That's the only. If we get a real pass rush, it is like I'm already thinking about NFC Championship. Just put it like that. I'm already
Yeah.
and trust me, the more you learn about me, the more you realize I'm not just talking.
Oh yeah.
I really make um I really look at what's going on and I make realistic um predictions about my team.
Yeah.
And I think 2 years ago, Baker's first year, I think we overachieved. Last year, I think we underachieved.
Hmm.
And this year, I expect NFC Championship. Like let's go. Not maybe not win it, but go to the game. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
Um,
obviously, I know we all hope for a Super Bowl. I really think
right.
there's a lot of talent for that, but I don't know if we. I just, I still feel like it's a year or two away, and I'm just trying to pinpoint what positions exactly are holding us back from that. Because I see some issues, but I also see a lot of greatness all over the field, you know?
There's only one position holding us back,
Okay.
and that's the pass rush. That's all it is. That's
Yeah.
the pass
Off the
rush.
edge
Being
and like up
yeah,
front. Yeah.
being able to rush with four. That's the only, and it's only the outside because the inside's not bad at all. The interior pass rush is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So um, it's really that. That's really it. And if you think about it, I mean, just think about who are the people that are ahead of us or who we have to go through. The Lions, we already beat them. The
The
Super Bowl
Eagles.
champ Eagles, we can beat
Yep.
them. We know we're the kryptonite. You
I
know?
got tickets. I got tickets to that game with my parents, man. I'm excited for that one. I wish it was the
Yeah.
night game though, I will say. But anyway.
It's really not. It sounds crazy, like, oh, NFC Championship, yeah, right.
Yeah.
There's no reason for us not to go. You know, I mean, you have Washington, right? They barely beat us, and it was only because of that fumble. If they wasn't for that fumble, they did exact. And it's like, oh, Washington wasn't the same team as Week 1. They
Yeah.
only beat us by 3 more points.
The thing that
Three
holds
more.
us back from even the regular season games right now, it's not that we're a bad team on a bad day, but I feel like it's always those costly mistakes at the wrong time in a game, and we end up losing. You know,
Yeah,
like things just like crap just doesn't go our way sometimes.
yeah. Well, last year, like I said, the injury was just crazy, man. Injuries killed us.
Yeah.
Injuries was just crazy. But we besides the D line, hold on one second.
Yeah.
Hold on, Christian.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're good.
Hold on.
Oh, now he's cutting out.
Hello?
Hey.
Can you hear me? There we go.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right, we're good now.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no reason why we can go to where we want to go. You know, it's
Yeah.
only the pass rush, in my opinion. The only thing is Mike Evans has to stay healthy because again, I don't think Baker can play at a high level. But if Mike Evans is hurt and everybody else is healthy, like Chris enough, and just nobody on the D line, nobody on the D
Yeah.
line gets hurt, which is asking a lot. You know, that's asking a lot, but it's very possible. You know,
Oh, yeah.
we just need a little luck on our side with injury.
Yep. If that,
But
look, man, if
there's
all our starters, if they stay healthy, man, we're good. We're in a good place.
it's not even all of our starters. It's just the D line because we have
Yeah.
no pass rusher without that D line. You know what I'm saying? Like we need the D line. It's just the D line, the starting D line, and Mike Evans for the offense.
Yeah.
Everybody else, we might not have the replacement to do exactly what they did, but it'll be enough, you know, to be able to still have our machine well oiled and being able to score. You know, obviously you don't want Winfield um, getting hurt, but if Winfield's gone, we got safeties that'll, you know, just not get burnt. You know what I'm saying? So the corners, I mean, we got plenty of corners now, you know, so
Oh,
it's really just the D line, You know, Levante. If Levante gets hurt, we probably won't have a linebacker that can do what Levante does so effortlessly. But we'll still have linebackers. It won't be like KJ Britt's in there no more. You know what I'm saying? They'll still be able to cover better than what we did last year.
Yeah, I think when it comes to, and I'll say this, and then I do have to get off, but I will say when it comes to the linebackers for us, and even some of the defensive tackles and stuff, but especially like the linebackers, you know, if like a veteran like him goes down, I just like, you know, you mentioned Levante David. There's going to be a Chris Braswell or someone to step up and be good. But what's great is
Yeah,
they're unique and they're good in their own way. It's not going to
right.
be the same, but you still have that advantage of, hey, let me show you what I can do and I can go make a play for the team.
Yep, yep. And like I said, you have a Todd Bowles that understands that and says,
Yeah.
okay, well, you're not like this person, so we're not going to use you like this person. We're going to use you like this, and can literally have a defense and just switch a little bit just to fit what you do better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Right.
that's the part that I love is Todd Bowles actually knows how to use players to their best abilities. So you're definitely right on that part for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, I got to run, man. I subscribe to you. I love and appreciate you for
Appreciate it.
having me on, man. And God bless you. God bless all the viewers. And let's have a good season, man. We'll go as far as we can.
Yeah, let's get it going, man. I'm gonna try to go live a lot more and just have just stay on live and wait for people to come on here and talk some football. So
Yeah, and
appreciate you coming
we
on.
also over on my channel, Ballard Sports Media. Come subscribe to it. Come check it out. Mostly college football, but a little bit of NFL in between. So y'all
All
come
right,
check
all
it
right.
out, and we got a good community.
Cool. Appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah, you guys heard it. Check them out. You know, I never shy away from giving love. Hold on, let me see if I can make this without getting into an accident. Nope, I can't. Um, yeah, let's see what else we got going. That was everybody. Yeah, transfers Bucks QB to get a second contract here. Um, yeah, man, I was honestly not trying to, and it happened last year too, but I was not trying to be excited for this season because again, I'm trying to wing myself off of football. So I don't, because I care too much. So I was trying to wing myself off of football. But last year I was surprised by the talent, and this year, I mean, this year is just like, oh my god, this year we're just freaking stacked. We're stacked, and I can't. I just like I don't know if all the Buck fans like. It's funny because a lot of Buck fans say we're feel the same way, like we're stacked, but I don't think they really believe what the possibilities of this team is because I don't hear people really talking about NFC championship or anything like that. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what other Buck fans believe, but this preseason and then like, man, I gotta make this. Come on, man. This guy is just holding everybody up. Um, what was I saying? This preseason is just so. Let's talk about the defense because I already know if T Money's still watching, he thinks I'm lying about the defense. Everybody talks about we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do this, we need to do that on the defense. And that's a woman. Since training camp, since OTAs, our secondary is consistently getting hands on the ball, whether it's pass breakups or interceptions. And now we go into freaking preseason and we're doing the same thing. And you love to hear it, you love to see it. Making this turn. All right, we're good. Um, And you love to see it because we've had many years where we preach on taking the ball away, take the ball away, take the ball away. But there's just something you can see it whether it's the first team, second team, third team. You can see it. Listen, this is the first one. That's not the first time. This is one of the rare times where I fully agree with beat writers and what they're saying, what all the beat writers are saying about Tampa. And what they're saying and talking about is the fact that we just seem like we're having tighter coverage. The balls that are being thrown at us are they're harder holes, they're harder throws that they're trying to make, and we're hitting the ball up in the air, we're intercepting the ball, we're playing on the ball. The secondary has definitely took a step up. Now it's funny that we saw Jamel Dean, and I we've seen Jamel Dean a lot, right? We every once in a while he'll get beat with a double move. Every once in a while he'll get beat where he got okay. I'm watching him and I'm like, okay, he kind of had his eyes off and then he started running and it was already too late. Little things here and there. It doesn't happen a lot, but it'll happen every once in a while, and maybe even once every other game or something like that. And it happened in the last preseason game. But when it happened in the last preseason game, it was kind of like, first of all, I loved what happened to him in the preseason game. Literally had a whole drive on him. On him. He was literally the worst thing on the defense, not excluding the D line, but he was the worst thing when it comes to the secondary as far as worst performance, right? At least the way it looked, right? Had a big bomb thrown on him, then had a PI right at the goal line, and then had the catch on him right at the goal line. And I looked at that and I'm like, I'm glad. I'm glad that that happened. Why? Because everybody else looks like they're doing their job. Everybody else looks like they're on their P's and Q's. Everybody else looks like they're on it. And you're the only one that got caught. This is not the year to get caught. This is not the year to look bad at any moment because you can't afford it. Everybody else is on their P's and Q's. Everybody else is trying to be right on their guy. This isn't the year to be like, oh, well, that happened, but that's okay because, most of the time it doesn't happen on me. Every time it happens, it's going to look really bad because everybody else is trying to get picks, trying to not let one ball get through. Before, Jamel Dean had Carlton Davis, which, again, Carlton Davis was the better corner, but Carlton Davis didn't get interceptions. And Jamel Dean got more interceptions than Carlton Davis. Then he had Zion McMillan, which, not McMillan, Zion, is it McMillan? Zion Mc, why can't I think of his last name? Zion Mc, what is it? Zion what? Is it McMillan? Well, whatever. He had Zion. Then he had Zion. And he had Zion where it was like, he's first year starter. I'm still the guy. What they're gonna say? Oh, you're sit down. Why? That nobody else is better than me. They're not gonna tell me nothing. I can literally take plays off. I can fake injury. What are they gonna do? Sit me down? Who are they gonna bring in? Now he can't do that. Now he can't do that. You get beat deep. You fake an injury, whatever. We're waiting to put Morrison in. And don't get me wrong, I'm not here to bash Jamel Dean. I don't dislike Jamel Dean. I love Jamel Dean. I've stood up for Jamel Dean, just like I stuck up for Carlton Davis, just like I stood up for uh, what was his name? Sean Murphy. But when it's time to go, or when it's time to be replaced, it's time to go. When Sean Murphy, when we felt like we saw the best of Sean Murphy and everybody else was getting better, we tried our best to upgrade that position of Sean Murphy. When Carlton Davis started slacking and started feeling like, well, I'm paid, they ain't going to replace me, seeing this on film, it was time to replace Carlton Davis, and we traded him. Now Jamel whether being lazy or Zion has seen Zion McCollum. I don't know why I kept thinking McMillan. I don't know why. Um, I have not overrated any Bucks corner at all. I told you who Carlton Davis was, and I've seen Carlton Davis lock down wide receivers. I've seen Carlton Davis lock down Jamar Chase. I've seen Carlton Davis lock down Michael Thomas. I've never said Carlton Davis was a top 5 corner, but yet I said Carlton Davis is a good corner, and he's proven he's a good corner. I've won Super Bowls with Carlton Davis. Carlton Davis has locked down wide receivers we've needed to lock down. Jamel Dean. I said the same thing with Jamel Dean. I said Jamel Dean has a higher ceiling than Carlton Davis. I've seen Jamel Dean lock down DK Metcalf. And Jamel Dean gets more interceptions than Carlton Davis. I have never overrated our corners. Zion McCollum is better than both of them. Period. He's better than both of them. I've never overrated my corners. Because I'm in a ranking system. And my ranking system is the way you should rank every position. Not number 1, number 2, number 3, because let's be realistic. No one watches the NFL enough or understands every player's position and game plan and what their job is asked to do to be able to truly say, this guy's the best, this guy's the second best, this guy's the third best, this guy's the fourth best, this guy's the fifth best, this guy's the sixth best, this guy's the seventh best. No one is able to do that. It's unrealistic. So the realistic thing to do is to say and put people by ranks. You got your elite players, you got your quality starters, you got your starters, and you got your backups, and then you got your food. That is the rankings. I believe because of how many elite wide receivers there are no elite corners. I do not believe there is any elite corners. An elite corner is a corner that can shut down anybody, like a Darrelle Revis. That's an elite corner. There are no Darrelle Revises in today's game, period. There are a whole bunch of quality starters, but there are 0 elite corners. A whole bunch of quality starters, I believe Carlton Davis was a quality starter. I don't know about now, but when he was with us, he was performing at a quality starter level. I believe Jamel Dean was teetering between a starter and a quality starter. I believe Zion is a high quality starter. I don't know if Surtain is elite. I don't know if Surtain is elite. I would have to watch him some more to see if he's elite. That is the that is what is claimed, but I can't say he is or he isn't. I'm not gonna act like I watched Surtain. Let's see. You act like y'all just be having good shutdown corners, and y'all don't. There are no shutdown corners. I don't act like we have shutdown corners because we don't. There's no such thing as a shutdown corner. I have corners that have shut down people, but they're not any shutdown corners like, oh, they're shutting down everybody. But I had, like I said, Jamel Dean has shut down DK Metcalf. Like we have corners that can shut people down. They're not shut down corners though. They're not shutting everybody down. Sean Murphy Bunting, you overrated. I never overrated Sean Murphy Bunting. You talking about the guy that tied Ed Reed for the most interceptions in playoffs in the playoffs? You're talking about that Sean Murphy Bunting, the one that won a Super Bowl with us? How did I overrate that? How did I overrate him? PS to his elite CB, you bugged out. Like I said, I haven't seen Surtain. I'll have to see Surtain and watch him a couple. I'll watch him this year, and I'll tell you if he's elite. And again, do not do not mess up my description. An elite player is someone that will shut down everybody. Or let's just say majority. Let's just say majority of the time he'll shut down everybody. He don't even have to shut down everybody all the time, right? But majority of the time he's shutting down who he's playing against. So I'd have to watch him. But I don't think there's any elite corners in today's game. There's just too many elite wide receivers. There's too many elite wide receivers. I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying he's not technically sound and all that stuff. I'm not saying he's not one of the best corners. Again, I am not ranking anybody from 1 to 5 or 1 to 10. I'm ranking based on the elite quality starters, and backups and food. And I don't think there's any elite corners. But like I said, maybe he's the only elite corners. Maybe he is. Maybe he's the only elite corner, and I just haven't watched him yet. All the top receivers struggle with him because he's so patient. He don't bite on anything. Uh, we played we played against the Broncos, right? Was he out in that game, or what did we do against him? We'd have to look that up. We played the Broncos last year. I'd have to probably rewatch that and see what he looked like. CD, Ocho, and some others wide receivers were arguing about what would work against him or not. So yeah, I forgot how we even got in this discussion, but yeah, it was all about Jamel Dean. So yeah, we'll see what happens with Jamel Dean. But we got Morrison and Parrish coming in the building, and I believe Morrison is going to be another high quality starter, and I think Parrish can potentially be another high quality starter. But that's just prospects, right? I'm not saying they are. I'm saying I think as prospects, I think that's what their ceiling is. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Um, y'all put up 7, and Mike Evans had 2 catches for 17. Well, maybe then. Maybe. What did Chris Godwin have? What did Chris Godwin have? Because maybe he was on Chris Godwin. I'd have to see that again. Right now, y'all make me want to watch that game. I don't know how I would find that game, but now y'all making me want to watch that game. Maybe he is elite. 6 yards for 53. Mike got 2 for 17, but that game was over early, low key. Yeah, I have to watch that game again then. I'd have to watch that game again. Maybe he is elite. Shoot, maybe he is elite. I'd have to watch that. Those numbers for Chris Godwin and freaking Mike Evans, that's crazy. Well, the link is still in the comment section. Hopefully, you guys see it. Somebody click in here. We could talk about Shador. We could talk about Bryce. We could talk about Sertain. We could talk about the Jags. We could talk about Jackson Dart, Tyler Shaw, Scoff, whatever his name is, Sock. However you say his last name. We could talk about what else is going on in the NFL. What else are some storylines that are going on in the NFL? Chase and Judy was telling Ocho how tough Sertain is because Ocho was saying he'll kill Sertain. Oh, okay. Ocho says that about everybody, though. Yeah. So he really liked that. That must be nice. Trying to see what are some other storylines in the NFL. Anybody else? Let me go ahead and put this in one more again. One more again. Anybody that wants to join in, just come on in. Talk some football. What else can we talk about? Let's talk about. Let's talk about. What up, OG? OG in the building. Trying to see what else we could talk about, man, or just come on in and talk about some NFL stuff. Um, Saw some people try to act like Wazertain, Stingley, two, Sauce, and probably JC5, Denzel Ward. Yeah, like I said, I don't do the ranking. I don't do the whole number ranking thing. I like tiers. I don't like ranking. It's too hard to really know what everybody's job is to be able to just know your rankings. So I just leave it at tier. Because to me there's no point in ranking anything when all that matters is tiers. All that matters is tiers. Not that you have the number one or you got the number three corner on one side and you have the number 30 something on the other side. Why does it matter? Are your corners starter caliber corners, which means they can do their job, but they can get beat here and there? Or do you have quality starting corners, which means they'll get beat every once in a blue moon? Or do you have elite corners, which means they ain't getting beat? Or do you have backups, which means they're not food, but you're going to have to help them out? Or do you got food, which is you're literally a problem on the defense, right? Do you have Levante David, an elite linebacker? Do you have quality starter on the field, like what we hope Servassier is? Or do you have starters on the field like we're projecting Dion or Anthony Walker to be? Or do you have food on the field like a KJ Britt? See, those are the that's the way perfect way to define my tiers. Perfect way to define my tiers. There's no way Dennis could be the biggest question mark. There's no way. Biggest question mark gotta be Yaya. Shoot, Yaya and Hassan. Let's just be real. That's the biggest question mark for me. Outside linebackers. That's the biggest question mark. Now, not to say that we know what Dennis is. Obviously, we haven't seen enough of Dennis to know what Dennis is, which is what you probably mean as far as question mark, biggest question mark. But I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about Dennis. I'm more than sure Dennis will be fine. I'm more than sure that Dennis won't be at minimum, Dennis will be a starter. At minimum. And I don't mean like he'll start. I mean he'll play at the quality of a starter at minimum. Which is good enough if we still have Levante. If we lose Levante, we would need Dennis to be a quality starter for us to not skip a beat. But I think Dennis will be a quality starter. I think Dennis will be a quality starter for us. I don't know, but I think he will be a quality starter for us. But like I said, at minimum, I think he'll be a regular starter, which is good enough. I've seen more reps with Yaya than Dennis is more on the unknown side. Yes, if Dennis can give us Quan vibes, we chilling. That's what I think. I think Dennis will be. Well, this is the thing. I think Dennis is better than Quan. Off the back, off the rip. When I say when I say at least Dennis could be a starter at minimum, I think him being Quan Alexander, him being better than Quan Alexander is minimum. That's how I feel about Dennis. Dennis being better than Quan Alexander is minimum. And I'm not saying Quan was trash or anything like that. I think Quan for us, and even for the Niners, a little bit of Niners, Quan was nice. He was a good starter. He wasn't elite. He wasn't quality, but he was good. I don't mind Quan Alexander on my team. Not now, obviously, but when the Quan that we had. So I'm not saying that to try to make it like Quan was trash or anything. I just think Dennis, at minimum, is already better than Quan. But you're right. If he's at Quan's level, then we're good. Yeah. You just never really see Dennis out of position. That's what I like. You just never really see Dennis out of position, bro. Yeah, Britt was so bad for us. Britt was terrible. Britt was terrible. Britt was bad. But I told people, even when everybody was like, "Oh, Britt's starting over Devin," and I was like, "Bro, don't get me wrong. I love Britt. I wish Britt would be that guy, but I don't think he's athletic enough. He just seeing him in preseason against the twos and the threes, he didn't look like he was athletic enough. He just looked like he couldn't keep up. There was one play where he surprised us all. Everybody knows the play. I don't remember who it was against, but it was him running to the sideline, stopping somebody from scoring a touchdown, and he looked really fast. And we were like, "Whoa, where did that come from?" And he tricked us all. And we all thought, well, maybe he is good enough. And everybody bought in. I don't think I bought in. I was just like, I just don't see it. I don't see it. And eventually he got exposed. Uh, Still wish we could have seen Kendall Beck. Yes. Was Kendall Beck the one that got hurt? He was looking like a dog, man. He was looking like a dog, bro. I forgot about him. Brett was serviceable linebacker, but he wasn't a full-time starter. He wasn't even a serviceable linebacker, to be honest. A serviceable linebacker is just a starter. That's what we have in Anthony Walker or Deion Jones. Serviceable linebacker means you can start. A backup is a backup, right? A backup is a backup. He wasn't even a backup. To me, KJ Britt was a package guy. He's not even a backup. A backup could come in and do the job. I don't think he was a backup. KJ Britt was a package guy. He needed to be in there in a certain package to where in the play he is only asked to do a certain thing. And that certain thing was either play the middle of the field and not even deep, just a small part of the field, or to stuff the run. Play the run. That's it. He was a package linebacker. That's how I looked at Britt. What up, RTP? Good to hear from you. Working right now. but I'll keep it on the background. All right, good looking out. What up, everybody? We got our usual people back. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Like I said, I'm just thinking of keeping this on, hoping people click in, hit the link, come in, and just talk football while you're working or whatever you're doing. Just come on in, chop it up, man. Just chop it up. I think let's talk a little bit about. Well, we talked a little bit about the Panthers, right? I don't think Panther people. Oh my gosh, are they in? Wait until wait until I start going back on my computer and we start listening to these Panther people that do YouTube channels and the ridiculousness that they be talking about when it comes to their team. Oh my goodness. Panther fans are so delusional right now. It's crazy. It is crazy. Saint fans are all depressed still. They're all in the gutter. They don't want to come out. They don't want to talk to nobody. They just want to be left alone. Falcon fans, how do I describe Falcon fans? How would I describe Falcon fans? Because they're not exactly confident. It's like they're talking confident, but they're not really confident. It's like they're trying to convince themselves, I guess, right? It's like when they talk, they're talking and trying to convince you, but at the same time they're trying to convince themselves maybe. What this preseason has taught me is I am worried about the trenches. I am worried about the trenches. I'm worried about the defensive line. I'm worried about the offensive line. I'm worried right now. I'm worried about the trenches. Biggest concerns, injuries, because they're starting to pile up already. Trenches, offensive line, defensive line, and Grizzard, off the new offensive coordinator. Four things. Four things I'm worried about. Yeah, four things I'm worried about. Trying to think of a fifth. I can't think of a fifth. Ah, man. Yeah, so we have week one coming up soon. Week one coming up soon. I just want the season to start. Just because every week we're getting an injury, man. I just want the season to start already. Hurry these injuries, man. They're piling up. Jay Roberts, man. JJ Roberts was tough, man. Devin Walker, I mean, David Walker was tough too, but we didn't even get to see, we didn't even get to lay eyes on David Walker. So that was a lot easier to swallow because we didn't even get eyes on David Walker. But we got tape of JJ Roberts, and he was doing his thing. That was going to be huge for depth. And then Izzy, I just hope that doesn't affect him all year. Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater, man. Funny to see what we do with that. Our running backs, though, good God, we got some running backs. But it won't matter if we can't block on the O line. I swear, I feel like our center took a step back this year. I feel like Barton took a step back. Maybe I'm tripping. I hope I'm not tripping. But I do feel like Barton took a step back this year. I don't know. I'm just so concerned about our O line and our D line. I don't know, man. Uh, well, I will try to get on here again tomorrow. I'll try to pick like a subject or something, see what people want to talk about, and we can get on here tomorrow and talk about it since no one wants to click on the link. Um, I keep saying we're gonna try to not grow the channel, but like get people to get in here and talk, but no one gets in here and talk. But we'll see, man. Appreciate you guys showing up, and hopefully we do this again.